Hello, 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 hello. Signing to chat. Do, 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 do. Can I sign in the chat? Okay, there we go. Um. All right. Got the chat running. Let's see if it will actually. Okay, there we go. I can see chat. So yeah. Yeah. So welcome to the drawing stream today. Yeah. I'm going to be drawing with this like recycled plastic pen. It's like made with like recycled materials. I got it from like a Five Below. I got it from a Five Below a couple years ago. And yeah, it's just according to the the box. It said it was from. I think it was from like recycled plastic. So it's yeah. So we'll be drawing from that. I was gonna draw from Posca marker, but the attempts before the stream, they were kinda. It was too big, and I couldn't do any finite details. So I'm just like, fuck it, let me just do pen instead. So, yeah. If you guys hear anything in the background, that's my brother watching something. So, yeah. Welcome to the drawing stream. I guess it's a draw with me. So you could just draw with me. Yeah, let me just. Yeah. So usually, I'm so happy that it's April. I love April. I April is like one of my favorite months because it's Autism Acceptance Month. And I think it's also Deaf History Month, but I don't know if that's true because I've heard it from several. I've heard it from one person, so I don't know if it's true or not. But but yeah, like April is a lot of things. I think I've heard it's like it's like Arab it's Arab it's like Arab Awareness Month or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Like how they have specific. It was like National Arab Arab Arab. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, they have. So yeah, April's a lot of things. I know it as Autism Acceptance Month because I myself is autistic. I am autistic. I wanted to do something on TikTok to talk about my autism story. I was gonna do that on Autism Acceptance Day. They call it World Autism Day. But I was sick on the 2nd. Like, deadly sick. Well, not deadly sick, but I was just, like, I was under the weather. I was on the bed. I couldn't really do anything. It was just, I felt so terrible. Um, so, like, sorry, the video's kind of distracting me. But, yeah, I was gonna do something, but I was, like, not deathly sick, but I just felt under the weather, you know? Which is sad, because I wanted to do something for World Autism Day, but I was, like, sick. Um, so, but hey, at least it's still Autism Month. Um, so I wanted to share my story with I wanted to share my story on TikTok. I still gotta download it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it because I've heard that TikTok can become very aggressive and toxic. I mean, if I did it on like, here's the thing, like, it's weird because there's TikTok is not like toxic. The thing is, I've never seen anyone as toxic, you know. Even on Instagram, it's not as bad. You got a couple of people saying N-word, but they think they like, yeah, it's not a fun word to say, but I think most of them are like middle schoolers who don't understand that that's a hateful rhetoric. They just say it because they think it's funny. Um, so you just get a lot of people just spewing the N-word. Um, and also, I've noticed a lot more spaces have become more hateful. Um, so me sharing my platform, um, sharing my neurodiversity, um, is kind of scary. Um, Mainly because I'm scared of people who can judge me. Um, yeah, there's some form of judgment on any, you know. For example, like even Tumblr has like haters, you know. And Tumblr is like one of the nicest places I've ever been to. More accepting, you know. So I just wanted to share my story on TikTok. Um, I don't think YouTube has heard my story yet. Um, so, like, I would love that for them to hear my story. Um, but it's hard to, you know, what the hell's happening? um, but anyway, like, I don't think I even showed her, told my story to, YouTube, you guys. Which is funny because I've been on here for the longest time. Um, I've I have I like I was on here since like 2018. Um, so but literally like I haven't told my story yet. I told my story on Instagram. It was kind of like a yearly tradition to like revamp my my autism coming out post thing. Um, Mainly because at first there were some like things wrong with it, and then I kind of edit, edited it. Um, like it was just about like there's a lot of outdated terms. And I wanted to revamp my story again, or at least um, share parts of my life, because I am one of those lucky, not really lucky. Um, I was just one of those people who was diagnosed early. I was diagnosed when I was 2 years old. So I've known I had autism my entire life. So, like, I went through early intervention, and I went through ABA, and I went through certain things, and I would like to share my story. The problem is there are certain ideas or certain opinions I have of things I went through that most advocates wouldn't agree with. For example, like my view on ABA, like some my view on ABA. Sorry, I just got snuffles. My view on ABA is is quite different from autism advocates. Nothing wrong with them. They have their opinion. I just have something different than that. And they were different. There are certain art pieces before I knew about all the autistic community stuff. I don't really feel proud of, Like I used the puzzle piece a couple of times, and then I learned that was offensive and ableist. And then I used the affinity sign. So it took me a while, There's another viewpoint I don't really agree with autism advocates. Here's an unpopular opinion. How about this? I don't care if you use either the puzzle piece or the infinity sign. I honestly don't care. Yes, the autism sign has a lot of historical hate behind it. I get that. But I would rather someone be, aware of me than someone completely ignorant of me. Like, I am fine with you using the puzzle piece and being, open to autistic people. Because a lot of, people who even see, autistic people, who have autistic family members, they still use them. And, or it's like, they kind of demonize it, It's like, oh yeah, this is kind of a flip back in our lives, viewing autism as this bad thing, which when it's not a bad thing. But if you're like, hey, this autistic person is an actual person and not just, like someone with a debilitating disease like schizophrenia or whatever, not degrading people with schizophrenia, but like if you just just have you have problems, there's nothing wrong with it, as long as you say it in a way where it's not like demonizing anybody, or it's not like, hey, I hate this person or whatever, because that's not how you treat people at all. So, I'm kind of neutral. Here's the thing about ABA. Here's my ABA opinion. I don't wholeheartedly agree with it. However, if it is your last chance, I do agree that you should do it, I think, here's my opinion. I think you should, in safe precautions, if the autistic person is like, hey, if they're showing Like, so, if they're showing that they don't want to go through it with it, that's perfectly fine. Whatever. Um, I'm just saying because I was in ABA. Sometimes I could get a little aggressive with autism advocates because they are very. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh yeah, um, like ABA is bad and stuff." And yes, there are some cases where ABA is terrible. Like, for example, my mom was sharing me a story where, like, the specialist purposely told my mom, "Hey, don't feed her anything," and then or feed her any snacks, and then the next day she literally asked me to take a take a goldfish, and I'm like, more, like, and yeah, that's so, and that's why I'm like, my opinion is you can do it as long as it feels right to the child, um, because honestly, without ABA, I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be as calm. There's nothing wrong with autistic people who, you know, hit themselves or whatever. It's bad, but like a person can be who they are. However, like for my case, I was banging my head on things. I had terrible sensory needs. It was terrible, and I couldn't even speak. I wasn't speaking at the time. In ABA, as well as this going into preschool and stuff, it actually helped me during that time. So yeah, it is a kind of a bad thing. But like it helped me. You know, it does sound bad. Like, oh yeah, some like forcing a kid to. And like I said, if you feel like you don't want your kid in ABA, that's perfectly fine. I don't care but if like your kid, if it's like the you know, last resort, with my parents going through, then yeah, I would recommend it. But because I was actually hearing a conversation, I was kind of talking to, I left a comment under like um, a post. It was from autism. It was from autism moms, and a lot of people hate autism moms. I kind of do. Sometimes they could be a little iffy. Like I got a couple of laughing emojis from it. Which I don't get. Why would you laugh at an autistic child? I honestly don't get that. But and then there was someone recommending like using herbal oil, and I'm like, okay, no, hold the phone. But then there was actually some people who were saying actually a lot, but they they wanted to hear my opinion, and I put my opinion out there. I don't get why people would laugh, honestly. But yeah, Facebook is the most hateful place you could ever think about. Honestly, there's like straight up hate, and the worst part is it's from like boomers. It's not the thing about like Instagram. Like Instagram, I made a comment about this like a couple months ago. It was like Instagram. The difference between Instagram and Facebook is that Instagram is just a bunch of 14-year-olds who think edgy humor is funny. At least the memes. Oh yeah, a couple N words here and there. It's not fun. I find it funny, but that's because I'm a Zoomer. It's like Zoomers and Alphas just like making edgy humor, you know. But the difference between, but Facebook, it's a bunch of boomers Gen Xers, all the young old people just like ratting, just like not ratting, but like it's very mean, honestly. I constantly see Gen Z posts. If it's Gen Z, just like anything that's modern, because everyone like boomers are just stuck in their ways. Honestly, I've never met a nice boomer at all. They've always been evil. They've always been, they just want to like they just want to be put out of their misery. Like honestly, I have never met a nice boomer, except for my grandfather, but he's mean to other people. But like genuinely nice boomer, other than an old guy when I was working. But I have never met a kind person. Because they're just, not only are they just stuck in their ways, but like they don't care about the world anymore. It's funny, I was actually watching a video. Like, there's a lot of um, sitcoms that are based off of that. Just like the idea of, you know, stuck, stuck in the times. Um, it's just a lot of old people and like just they're just done with their life. They're just done with their lives, which is sad because it's like sad because you think boomers would be more nice, you know? They've lived their entire they've lived for 60+ years. You think they would, you know, understand humans. Oh, I did the Adam's apple. Whatever. But like, you would think that like there are some people who are just stuck in their ways. Like a lot of boomers. I mean, it's sad because it genuinely. What, dude? I'm live. I am live. No, I like boomers are just mean nowadays. Having a full conversation with a boomer, good luck, honestly. Especially in Massachusetts. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so for those who don't know, I work at Market Basket. It's kind of hectic. Um, Hectic in the sense that like it really tires me. It honestly does. Because I am not a really good hearer. I have terrible hearing. I don't know if that has to do with the music I listen to or just it's tiring, honestly. And like sometimes I'll mishear something or whatever. I need clarification. And honestly, the people there are so rude when you have like a problem or whatever. And then they're like so rude. Well, most of the people there are nice. Like I just sometimes I'll get bad cookies, but most of them are really nice. They're not too bad. And, you know, they understand my situation. Some of them actually read my badges. Um, so, like, people can actually understand where I'm coming from. And so, it's just, but like, sometimes it's hard. Like, I got one time an old woman said that I lack common sense. And I'm like, that's sad, honestly. And I've told my my like job, my coach, whatever, my coordinator for mass rehab, that like that's like the worst compliment or not worst compliment, but the worst criticism I got is that I lack lack common sense. And it's sad because it's like, it's, you don't lack common interest. I keep on saying interest. I lack common sense. I don't lack, the thing is, I don't lack common sense. You know, there's certain, for autism, it's like like certain things there are certain things you're not good at. But certain things you are good at. Like, for example, drawing. I'm kind of good at drawing. Communication, I'm bad at. I mean, as humans, sometimes humans just have terrible like, coordination skills, but they're different, you know? That goes for me too, you know? Sometimes I just have bad communication skills, which I do. I really do. My mom notices it. That's where most of our arguments come from. Just someone hearing something, or hearing something well, and then just a big old argument. And it's kind of sad, you know. And so, but yeah, certain people are good at a couple things and then bad at other things, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. So, hearing a person tell me that, I'm, they lack common interest, it's kind of sad, you know? Let me just close out this notification. I wonder if anybody joined. I don't think anybody joined yet. Yeah, they would like. Oh, views. One view. Someone joined in. Alright, hello. I think they'll actually tell me if someone comes in. YouTube Live, Control Panel. Yeah, so it's a little sad, but what can you do? Some things you're just good at, some things you're bad at. At least, especially if you're autistic. So, I'm drawing all these characters. It looks like most of them have like spiky or puffy hair. Because I'm just thinking of the same like face structure. But yeah, just same facial structure. Give this woman a neck. I mostly draw busts. I hate drawing bodies. I'm kind of good at drawing bodies, but not really good enough. Like the other day I drew, like a couple months ago, actually no, a month ago, I drew like a body. And I actually kind of liked it. It looked really nice. but yeah. Oh yeah, excuse me, brother. He will swear beyond comprehension. So whenever he plays Gorilla Tag, that game. I played Gorilla Tag. It's kind of fun. The problem is, VR headsets give me a headache after a while. So sometimes I have to get off, or else I will get a major headache. It's funny because I can like watch 3D. 3D is fine with me, but screw you if it's like, you know, screw you if it's like VR. You know, I get VR is like immerses you. Your body's just like geared to it. But, yeah. I'm gonna try like a front viewing guy. I noticed that I apologize for the swearing from my brother. I don't really draw front-facing people. And I've seen those like TikToks that are like, here's like a flex. I could draw people like front and back. And I'm like, okay. And then here's me drawing like, oh yeah, that's my closest front drawing person. I tried my best. Um, a couple streams ago, I had a person that came in. Sorry for the lack of streaming, guys. I think the last time I streamed was like February, or like, yeah, it was February because I didn't stream the entirety of March, and then I didn't stream. Yeah, I didn't stream the entirety of March, so it's kind of weird. March was kind of like my hiatus. You know what the thing is? I just like if I feel like I want to post, then I post. You know, sometimes I just don't want to post. So I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna post today. No, I'm not gonna post today. You know. So yeah, this is what I got so far. Yeah, the pen's kind of iffy. You know. My favorite pens. Let's see if I have it in here. They're really good, by the way. So yeah, this is my pouch of my. Oh yeah, the Pilot G2 pens. These like amazing, good looking pens. They're called Pilot G2s, 07s, whatever. They are really good. Like they're gel pens. I used to draw with them, and they're really good. So yeah. So usually I fill the I usually in the stream when I got like a full page. So I'm trying to add some little. I'm trying to add some like little tiny characters. You know, this guy has a big nose. He's got like a nice noggin. What's up? I'm drawing this little guy in the corner. He looks kind of can't see him, but you know. So yeah, I haven't that should be a word, strength. I haven't strength in the entire month of March. So yes, speaking of jobs, I'm trying to find a different job. It's kind of hard. I was just telling myself I could not work for I could not work 5 hours on my job currently because it's so bad. you know. Um, I mean, it would be good if it was like my mom's job, like Walmart, where it's actually they have like HR, but it's kind of terrible. Um, nobody gives you help there. It's not only that, but everyone gives you this neutral look where it's like you did something wrong. And then people judge you sorry. Certain times I would have to watch out for not only the cashier but also the bagger. It's kind of. Wait, did someone? Oh, I thought someone joined. But yeah, just I would have to wait. It was just I didn't really. I don't really enjoy my job. I want to be working like 15, 20 hours a day. And I just want to get paid for it. The thing about me is that I'm really confusing. Because it's oh yeah, I want to work more than more than 5 hours. But the thing is, it's just I would never do it, and that's why I'm trying to look for jobs that have involve my interests. The thing is, it's kind of hard to do that, especially if you don't have a job that it doesn't require um, a job application. Good luck trying to find a job that you want to do that um, requires. Try finding a job that doesn't require a college education, but you like. And it sucks.